Taylor, why did you just add me back on Snapchat today?
Okay, so I got onto Snapchat and I knew someone was gonna call me up.
You motherfucker! I was hurt.
I just went on my Snapchat and I thought it was like, can you follow people on Snapchat and then like also have people added? Like, I thought it said like your followers and I only had like 10 people on, so I went through and deleted them all, but then I couldn't. Like, I deleted them off my friends list too. I don't know how Snapchat
I don't know
works.
what that means.
That sounds like the most elaborate lie I've ever heard.
I would agree.
I
would agree. That doesn't even make sense.
It sounds like
At least
Taylor,
you got an ad back, dude.
Taylor
I don't know
hate
shit
blocked
over here.
me, and then she felt bad about it.
No, Sam, I love you.
Or maybe she knew it was going to catch up to her.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of On Tap. Today we have my biggest critic, a.k.a. my wife, on today, Taylor Hughes. How's it going today, Taylor?
Good, how are you?
Good, really good.
I just want to say right away that my day is much better now that I'm in the presence of Taylor. Taylor, I want to say you are glowing right now.
Thank you.
It's such an honor to have you. Mitch and I are ecstatic. We want to talk about, Baldy over here, get some insights of what we have going on.
Yeah, the last episode was so good, but everything that we keep hearing is that you were too easy on me. So we figured we would just open the floor up, open the floodgates, and just let you get it all out. And no holding back.
Okay.
What a better time than like the pregnancy hormones are at all time high right now. So like you can really lay into them, and no one can get mad at you about it.
Can we stand up for a second so the people can see really how pregnant you are?
Oh my goodness,
she's about to pop, literally at any minute.
I think she's even further along than when she featured in the Santa skit.
Yes.
She was pretty pregnant for that one, too.
Yeah, she was. With your child as Santa.
My bastard child.
Okay, so what were some of the things you think that she held back on the last episode that we had her on?
Hold on. So here's the thing. You said I can just like say whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
let
Okay,
loose.
we're just gonna let her start. No questions. All right, go ahead.
I just want one comment. If I do that, when it's just me and you, I'm gonna get like in trouble later.
Okay. Oh, you gaslighting son of a bitch.
No, she is diabolical with this. She's playing chess right now. First off, she is. This is an excuse now for her to say, "Oh, I thought you were gonna get mad, so I didn't say anything." That's not true at all. Okay, continue. Go ahead.
Cody is known for being
He interrupts
a little
me
aggressive.
a lot. Yeah, does he interrupt you guys?
Oh, he's an
gosh.
interrupter. Yeah. If it's not like with his agenda, he's the first one to tell you that you are wrong.
My nickname in high school was the Interrupter.
I went to high school with you. It was not. That was not it.
Thank you for clarifying.
So, Taylor, I just want to, I know we're not asking questions, but I've just been curious. You've been going through all these changes. You've had a lot going on, and I just wonder, has Kody been, really understanding and helpful through this process? How has Kody been as the father of this future child?
Yes and no.
Oh, here we go.
No. Like, he doesn't understand medical things, which he's admitted to. So I feel like he
What do you mean by medical things that I don't understand?
I think I know what she's saying. She's saying that she has knowledge that you don't, and it kills you inside that she's smarter than you on medical.
I wasn't thinking that,
that's
but I
not
like
true.
that. I feel like you are just like more naive to maybe some things because you are not naive, but like you just don't understand. You've said it before at like our doctor appointments, like, oh, well, I just don't understand that. So like, I just don't know
Like
about it.
what?
Like,
Can you give me an example? I'm
miscarriages.
lost.
Like when we were talking about like that was something I was scared of just because like I work with someone like who saw someone with a lot of like patients with a lot of miscarriages. So I was scared I'd have one for no
Yeah,
reason.
right.
And you just like
But
had
with
no
my
thoughts.
luck, like we don't have anything to worry about. Like obviously that wouldn't happen to us.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously.
Hey, you
if
better
not-
knock on some wood, brother. I'm not taking this one to chance.
I'm knocking on the bracing below here. Yeah. So other than that, is that a downside though? I feel like
No,
that's
okay.
good because I mean, think if I was carrying this same weight of like this worry that was going to happen, I feel like that would be terrible to be around. If both of us
So
were
you thought
constantly
I was
worried
terrible to be around.
No, I'm just saying, like, if both of us were feeding into this negative thought that might even be a possibility, that could potentially, in and of itself, make it a reality. So
That's-
for me, I just have total blind faith. Like, that will not happen to us.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm already having like these terrible flashbacks of last time we had a Taylor episode. I'm like, I want to be on Taylor's side. I want to shit on Kody. And then he says things that I'm like, fuck, I'm on his side about a lot of things when he talks. And it pisses me off to no end. I want to be on your side more than anything.
Let's hear whose side you're going to be on. Okay. Support, right?
Yeah.
First trimester, some women, it's the worst thing ever. You're so tired. And for me, I was sick for 15 weeks, like nauseous all day long. Like, you ever had a really, really bad hangover?
Let's call it 14 and a half.
I ate some Chipotle last night, and I woke up with a bubble like you wouldn't
and
believe.
Now picture that for 15 weeks straight, every day.
Okay.
All day long.
I'm on your side so
and
far.
now you have a toddler, too, that you're also taking care of.
Who's an angel.
And Lincoln.
And we love him.
And you're working a full-time job. And now you get home from work, and your husband's getting a little pissy with you because you're tired all the time, and you need a little extra help around the house, okay?
Well, like, what kind of extra help, though? Is it just like he's just being an asshole, or like...
Yep. Like, just... like the dishes. Like,
I do a lot of dishes.
And he wanted to be recognized for that. Like,
oh, yeah, I'm sure you did.
That's not
Hey, Taylor,
true.
did you happen to notice that there was no dishes in the sink?
Every time he did something, he had to tell me. I did the laundry. I did the dishes. Oh, okay. Well, I deep clean our house once a week. Like, do you want me to tell you that every time I do something?
I would
clean
like
our
you.
toilets.
Yeah, tell me.
How many times have you cleaned our toilets in our new house we've lived in for 2 years?
0.
Really?
I don't clean toilets.
How many times have you vacuumed, mopped, and swept the floors?
Twice.
I love how you can count it on one hand.
That was bullshit.
So
I've vacuumed and swept for sure more than twice, but never mopped. Okay, next question.
I love him, but like that first trimester was really hard. And like that is a way I could have used support, is just like more help around the house and not feeling guilty. And he made me feel really bad about it.
I did.
Oh my God,
because
dude.
you called me out all the time. You're like, well, I have to do more around the house and pay the bills. And I mean, we're just going
That definitely was a conversation, but that is totally out of context.
I love this so much.
Good God.
Okay, on to the
Kody.
next topic here.
I think
else?
one of the things that you
I
really...
smell.
You took it pretty easy on him last time when we asked you like your pet peeves, because he had just happened to clip his toenails on the floor and you just really zoned in on
I want
that.
you to know that I found some again.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I'm also a toenail clipper. Like if I am laying in bed and I'm like, fuck, my toenails need to get clipped, I'm just flinging them things. I don't. The room will get vacuumed eventually. It's fine.
God bless Brooke. God bless her.
She's a nice
We'll get
girl.
vacuumed. Do you vacuum? So is it Brooke vacuuming the room after you clip your toenails all over?
I vacuum. I
That wasn't very confident.
That was
Okay,
not
first of all, I would say I vacuum more than she does, but we also don't live together.
All right, let's call her.
We can call it. I'm serious. I do. I will say, putting the laundry away. I'm so bad about putting laundry away. Like I have a walk-in closet,
we
and
do
I
the
will.
laundry together.
We do.
Dude, I will pull my clothes out of the dryer, walk into my room, and throw them on the floor. I don't give a fuck. I hate hanging up clothes more than anything in the world. So
Yeah.
I will give her props on that. She does that a lot,
We've
especially
just-
for not even living there.
We've decided that the easiest way for us is just wait until both of us can do it together. Otherwise, it's a massive fight of who's going to put it away because
Sure.
it gets stacked up way too much. Both of us have a lot of clothes, and both of us wear a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
Are you
Cody's laundry pile will be like this, and mine's like this.
okay? I'm sorry that I don't always wear dirty underwear like you do.
Hey, Kody, you did make me feel better, though. One day you were telling me that you'll wear the same jeans like 4 days.
Yeah,
Not
you
gonna-
have
jeans
to.
are fine.
Yeah.
As long as they don't smell, jeans are fine.
I didn't.
See,
I
like,
didn't know
I'll
that was
rewear
normal.
a sweater a couple times, but like Kody wears something once. A pity boy here. he has to wash it.
For
Kody-
some reason, I feel like the only thing on so like long sleeves, I usually don't wear long sleeves. I'm wearing one right now, but usually you can get like 2 wears out of a long sleeve. A short sleeve, one time only. You do not put that thing.
Wearing a long sleeve.
Yeah, it's just rolled up.
I had to check them on it. Too.
Hoodies, you can. I mean, until they're dirty, dude. Hoodies are just like pants. You can wear them infinitely, basically,
I feel like you
until they
wash
smell.
yours pretty often, though.
But I'm usually out doing man shit in the garage and getting dirty and
Fucking
working.
mowing.
And
I did notice I gave you some shit about your lawn not being mowed, and I don't know, maybe it was the next day you were out there mowing it.
I
Did
I
that shame
thought
get you a
about
little
that
bit?
for a long time. I thought about, at least came up in my head at least every hour for the next 24. And I'm like, yeah, I got to go get a new battery for the lawnmower.
Dude,
That
I
is like-
felt bad, man. That's like rule number 1 is you never shame a man about his lawn.
Okay, but
No,
it
it's
did
a
look
pretty
like shit.
disrespectful thing to do to another man. Is to ever like even comment on his.
But our
lawn.
yard is shit right now, so it's hard.
It is. We had to get a new well, so they fucked up my entire nice grass that I had grown right there. And so it looks bad right now. It does.
But as a man, I feel like this is still on Sam because like he should recognize that you are working on your lawn. You're trying to make your lawn better, and the fact that he's even bringing up the fact that your lawn's not mowed is kind of fucked up. I'm just gonna
This is
shoot you
actually
straight
a
here.
really good metaphor for just life in general. Like, I'm working on myself, and you're going to tell me that I'm the problem?
Well, maybe learn how to clip your fucking toenails into the garbage can, and we won't have to.
In reality, I was more
Amen.
concerned for your child running around in that long,
I
untamed
appreciate
grass
that.
with the ticks that could potentially be getting on him. I mean,
It is tick
unsafe.
season.
He knows that you were going to be on his side for this, and he needed someone else to team up with him.
I'll always team
So
up
that
with
was
Sam.
a brilliant play. He's also playing chess right now. So
I want to ask too.
Okay, I'm scared.
I wanna-
than you.
I want to cut off whatever Kody was going to say because I want to ask you about, meal prep boy over here. I'm sure he's had some pretty stinky farts around the house. I'm sure he hasn't shut the fuck up about working out. Has that been a problem with you at all? Has it been getting on your nerves?
I know you guys already know this, but I want to also point it out again for this episode since it was brought up so much by you guys last episode. But I am very fit and I am very handsome. And okay, go ahead, say what you were gonna say.
Yeah. He needs to quit with the fucking meals and what's healthy. It's killing me.
Okay. Hold on. This is a whole thing. Listen, yesterday morning, our kid wakes up
That
at
was
5
today.
a.m. Oh, what's today?
And it was 5:30. You drama queen.
Okay, 5:30. I'm sorry, 30-minute difference.
Yesterday he woke up at fucking 3 a.m. ready to rip.
Whoa, watch your language. Watch your language.
Hey, there's a child.
There's a
in the
child in
presence.
your belly right now. Okay, so our kid wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, and because she had an empty fruit snacks wrapper on her end table, and he's looking at it and pointing at it, she's like, "Oh, he wants fruit snacks. Go get fruit snacks." And I'm like, "It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm not giving my kid fruit snacks.
If
Are
that
you out of
makes-
your mind?"
If that starts his day off great,
No,
and
no.
and he likes them,
I'm not giving him fruit snacks.
they're made with real juice.
No, they're not.
You should have gave him some brown rice and some ground beef.
Honestly. Oh, we got some mixed veggies in them now.
We got to get him on a meal plan immediately.
I'm not like anti fruit snacks, just not at 5:30 in the morning.
Just
Not
one
as his
day.
first meal of the day. Like the
One
kid
day-
can't even
one
make his own decisions.
day.
We gotta make good decisions for him right now.
Do you not like spontaneous treats?
No.
Are you
Yeah,
just a fun?
Yeah, I
rude
do.
fuck?
I do. But at appropriate times, after a long day, or we're hanging out, or we're just chilling, or it's the
Sure.
middle of the day, or any time other than 5:30 in the morning. Really,
He's been busting his ass doing dishes because you
Yeah.
won't.
he has actually been doing a lot of dishes. We got him a little dish set. He can do his own dishes.
You have to upload a little
Um,
The
video
man
of it.
needs some fruit snacks in the morning. You're gonna hold them from him?
I'm sticking to this. I will double down on
Okay,
this. I'm not letting my kid
okay.
have fruit snacks at 5:30 in
It's
the
just
morning.
like sometimes Cody's just a little too over the top about like what's healthy, and like I'm convinced he gets everything from a fucking podcast.
I don't want him to have that red 40 stare. When he
First
gets
of all,
older,
dude, the ultimate human with Gary Brecka will teach you some things.
yes,
There's
dude.
nothing wrong with taking
Dude,
some health tips from a guy who knows.
You're right. That's exactly where I got this from. She's all pissed off that I don't want to give him white bread. And I'm like, hey, we have the ability to just get him different bread. It tastes even better. The stuff that I get tastes even better. Has everything bagel seasoning on it. Tastes better than white
dude,
bread.
You should start getting him like that crunchy ass shit bread that I just can't fucking stand, and train him on that while he's young. Because if you start him with white bread, everything else sucks.
Yeah, you'll never go back. I can't get off the white bread. It's one of them things where it's like
Me too. I'm on the white bread.
I'd rather cut it all together than have like wheat bread. It's just like it's a tease. Dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does suck.
yeah.
It's like it wants to be good, but it's just not there.
My
I
dad's
would
a
agree.
big fucking, what is that, like 7 grain? Like it just tastes like you're eating fucking crunchy
I can't,
peanut
dude.
butter.
There's like chunks in it.
Oh,
I hate
That's
that.
God, it's
disgusting.
fucking gross. My
Anything
dad
that's
loves
crunchy
it.
that's not supposed to be crunchy fucking irks me the wrong way.
Am I wrong to say that crunchy peanut butter kind of fucking blows?
I would never
Oh.
buy it in a million years.
I like crunchy peanut butter.
I don't.
I actually
Really?
like crunchy
Oh.
peanut butter a lot too.
Like with like raspberry jam.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
so-
sorry to get off on a tangent there. I just wanted to get it out there.
I'm trying to think in my head, like, what are some things that are recurring bits at home that like are constant arguments?
You want to
between
bring
you
up
and I?
our fights to the whole world?
Well, I'm just thinking, like, they say you were too easy on me before, so I'm trying to like give you ideas of like.
You don't need to give me. I've been thinking of a lot.
Okay, let it loose. Let's hear
Let
it.
it rip.
Does the podcast ever piss you off with how much time Kody has to spend here? And
Yes and no. I feel like when he first started, it did, and sometimes I get frustrated with it because up until like 2 months ago, he was not home a lot and was gone in the evenings because he was doing the podcast like every fucking night. And then I was just home with Link. I work a full-time job, and then I was home all night with Lincoln every night by myself, and I don't get like 1 day a week. I don't even get like to just do something for myself. Like in the summer last year, I played horseshoes, so I had 1 night a week.
Yeah.
But since then, I've never had just like one night that it's like I can get home from work and just do whatever I want. It's just I get home from work and I'm like expected to be taking care of Lincoln.
We've changed that. That's all good now.
hey, the credit
Yes.
was given.
It's all good now.
I
The
said
credit was given.
up until like a month or two ago, I never got like
oh, now it's a month or two. It
That's
was
what I
2
said.
Okay.
month or two. Up until then, I feel like I would get frustrated just of the fact that he was just like
Trying to provide for the family. Yeah, I get it.
gone.
Dude, honestly, I just want to give Kody props for like prodding your pregnant wife like this. I would be so scared to just say what you just said.
He always does that.
Yeah, so I mean the reality of it is it's expensive having kids, you know? I mean, obviously you know. And the podcast being a dumb 4-year-long journey that doesn't make very much money but consumes most of my time.
A lot. Like you guys think Kody might just come and sit here for an hour, and like it's hours and hours and hours at home of like editing, and then so even if sometimes he is home and not like physically doing the podcast, but then he's like editing, and it's
It's a lot of work.
His
I don't
dumbass friends are
think
calling.
that. I think that he does do a lot of
he
fucking
does so.
background
And
work.
ever since he started, like
I've always tried to give him his flowers
it's
on that
gotten
because
better
it is.
because like you now have some new programs that help you with your editing and stuff, so it can be a little bit quicker. But it's just like there's been times that I've like totally not supported the podcast, and I'm like, you need to quit. Like you're not making that much money from it. You've put so much money into it, and it is so time consuming. Like it's taken away from our family. Like this is just not worth it.
But now you see the vision. Now you see that we're
I
gonna
said,
be.
fuck that. The boys got some poop jokes to tell. Let's get back. Run it back.
I don't see the vision. I want it to take off and be awesome and everything he has ever wanted. But how much stress he gets, like, it's just sometimes I'm like, is this even worth it? Like, how stressed you are and how much work you put into it. Like, is this worth it? But now I feel like that he's found a better balance.
Yeah, well, here's
It's
the
a
thing,
lot
too. I
different.
also haven't really posted any clips. I haven't really edited that much in the last month or two anyways. So, like, that's a big part of it. But I've definitely thought that to myself where it's like, is this even worth it? But then I think to myself, like, the way my brain works, like, if I'm not putting all this effort into the podcast, it's going to be into something else. Like, I have that
Yeah.
hyper fixation
Oh,
on
if
whatever I'm doing.
He quits the podcast. He's gonna be annoying. You better prepare for
He would
that.
never be home. Like, he's just go busy. Like, he would 100%
He'd just
find
find
something
something
else.
else.
Yeah.
Something else would fill that time. So I might
Yeah.
as well just keep working on this thing that I've been working on for 4 years, you know?
So that's like what is, I feel like as a mom, it's like we are expected a little bit more to do like certain things as a mom. Like when you have a kid, like I had to ask to take a shower when we had Lincoln or to go somewhere. Like, hey, can I take a shower?
You didn't have to ask, but
it's a mom thing. Whereas like you're like, I'm going to the gym. Like not, hey, can I go to, like, it's so different. We're like, still Lincoln's a year and a half and I'm like, hey, can I have a hair appointment on this day at this time? Or on Saturday, can I go do this? Like I literally have to ask Kody to make sure he can be there to take care of Lincoln.
So he can pre-approve.
And he'll just look at me like, hey, Saturday, I'm doing this. Like I'm told.
Damn.
Well,
that does sound fucked up.
Is that just like you trying to avoid a fight and Cody not trying to avoid a fight?
No, it's literally like a mom. Like so many moms talk about it. Like it's just... And it's not like, I don't think he's not doing it to be like evil or mean or anything. It's just like, do
you just think, like, what I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not on anyone's side. I don't want to start a fight. All I'm thinking is like, you're saying that because like the way a woman's mind works is like, I'm trying to keep Kody happy.
Mitch knows women.
Right. No. Just wait a second. And Cody's mind is like, oh, this needs to happen. I'm just going to do it. And I maybe take too long to consider other people's feelings before I say that.
No, I just truly believe like it's a mom and a dad thing. Like I feel like it's just like in the role of like I don't really go on TikTok, but like Instagram Reels, like a lot of moms talk about that. Like as the mom, like it's just like, and it's not like Kody expects it. Like I don't think he ever expects me to like take care of our kid all the time. Like I think it's just like, it's just different. Being a dad is just different than being a mom.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a lot of like my thought process when I'm going through and scheduling my stuff out for the week, it's always in with the thought in mind, like not actively, when am I taking care of Lincoln? Like when is he in my possession? Like when is he with me? It's always like, how can I do something that will like provide? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's sort
doing
of
Old
like
Man Iron Man is definitely providing for the family.
It's like a hunter-gatherer sort of situation. I feel
doing
like
golf on Tuesdays is definitely getting money for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
That's
poking
fair.
holes.
That's
baby.
fair. I don't have a rebuttal. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Those two things definitely don't qualify under what I just said.
Hold on. We are shooting a video for Old Man Iron Man, though, so that could technically fall under podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
Providing.
I feel like I've done a really good job of building my life that my free time is also working towards something. Like, no matter what it is.
But I just don't get free time, though.
No, you do. You can whenever you want. You just tell me. I'll put it in the schedule.
And then, so like for an example, I asked, like, there's not many times that I'm like, Kody, can you watch Lincoln? I'm going to do this. And then I'm on Friday tomorrow making bread with my mom. We're going to learn how to make bread. I asked Kody a long time ago, can you watch Lincoln on Friday night? And then he's like, well, he says yes. And then like a month ago, he's like, well, I got to go to the casino and record. I said, I will find a babysitter, I guess then. Like, I made one.
To be fair, my job told me, hey, you have to be here for a photo shoot at this day.
But
So
you should
I
have
said,
told
like,
your
hey,
job, hey, I have prior obligations.
and
Like,
I did. I got it switched. I'm going to the photo shoot on Saturday instead of that Friday now.
But I kind of had to put up a fight.
Yeah, you did.
You see, if she would have just laid down, let it happen, you'd have stomped all over her.
Yes, he would. If I would have said, okay, whatever, he would have just did it.
Just got what he wanted.
It's easier to say no to you than it is to say no to my job at times, definitely.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know,
That's just having
I
a
wanna
close
be-
relationship with anyone is
Yeah.
you're more comfortable telling your friend that, hey, I'm not going to do this. Not even just like relationship wise, but just in general, if work is easier to supersede work over like a prior obligation.
Well,
I get what you're saying.
People do say, not me, people probably more like Mitch say, when it comes to the wage gap, part of the reason men make more money is because they are less willing to take time off for any reason. Whereas some women, as some people like Mitch may say, are a lot more willing to just take time off for do something with the kids or do something with their friends or family.
It's funny
What
that
do
you
you
say that
think of
because
that?
I take time off. I literally took time off work tomorrow to shoot a podcast because Kody can't be here tomorrow because Taylor's making
True.
fucking bread.
True. That is very
So-
true.
That bread better be fucking tasty.
I'll bring you guys some. Okay, so I feel like at least in our household, like we both are 50-50 about like taking time off for like at least our kid.
Yeah, totally.
I will say you guys are definitely a model model couple. And one thing I really like about you two is that you guys fight, but in a fun way. Like it's like nothing. It's not always serious, or it's not like little fights aren't the end of the world for you guys. You know, like where some couples, an argument it could ruin the whole relationship. Where you guys are just kind of bicker, and it's almost like you get something out of it. It's not even like a true.
It's like you guys have been together for like 10 years, roughly.
9, yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like you've been together for 60. Like you're just like an old couple that like kind of bitches at each other every once in a while, but you still like each other, so it's cool.
I feel like I agree. We do have lately. We've had a couple pretty serious fights where we didn't talk.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
each
you
other,
got to
but-
figure too. I've been with Taylor for a third of my entire life. Like that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's crazy to
there.
think how fucking old you are.
A third of my entire life has been with this woman right here. And it has changed drastically so many times. Like the dynamic between us.
Yeah, we both have changed.
Totally. And
we started
you
dating
say,
young.
You say it's a 50-50 split, or that, little arguments don't necessarily matter. But at a lot of times it has. Definitely. Like there's been little things that cause big arguments, because it's like when we start arguing about a little thing, then we start arguing about the argument, and then it'll turn into a big thing, and then it just like snowballs from there.
I feel like our biggest problem is we're both super stubborn.
Yeah.
Like I feel like lately,
You're stubborn.
I'm just right.
That's really funny you say that, because lately Kody keeps like bringing up.
I'm glad you brought that up, because
Kody keeps bringing up these ideas about stuff he wants to do to get us more money, and I don't disagree, but where we're at in our lives, I think like maybe this just needs to be put on pause. And literally the other night, because I didn't 100% like agree with him.
That's not true.
He was pissed. He was like, but why? I said, I don't know. I don't think that this is a good idea right now. And he needs me to come up with like a 50-page spreadsheet of why I feel the way I feel. I said, Kody, we can disagree to disagree. Like it doesn't matter. Like, yeah. And he
if you're wrong, you need to give me the reasons.
Yeah,
or if you think that I'm wrong, you need to give me the reasons.
No, he needs like a 50-page spreadsheet.
I'm a big why guy, right? I know I said this on the last episode. Like when we were kids, for example, she didn't want me to go out. Or like, let's say when I freshly turned 21, you were still 20. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I don't want you going to the bars. It's like, okay, well, why? And the whole thing was that she didn't want me to go talk to other girls, because she didn't want me to like potentially cheat on her. And in my head, I'm thinking like, well, that's not even an option. So obviously I'm still going out.
But that's not what you said. And that's,
but
you weren't
a real
polite.
condensed version of that.
Yeah. Very
I'm
polite.
a big why guy. So like if I have this idea that I'm like really fired up about, and I'm like, this is such a good idea, and here's why, here's why, here's why, here's why, and then someone just
questions.
says, nah, I just don't really feel like that's a good
No.
idea. And I'm like, okay, hold on. That's just not good enough.
You gave me your idea, and then I like poked holes in it. Like, well, what about this and this and
Constructive holes? Or
yes. Yep. Like, okay, he wants to maybe do like an Airbnb. And I'm like, well, where would you do it? Like, first of all, we don't have the money to do that right now. I just think that should wait till we get debts paid off. Then great, let's do this, okay? But like, where do you want it? And he's like, well, on a random chunk of land. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, if you're going to do it, I think it should be like on a lake. Like, that's what I was saying. And he is just fuming.
He's giving you the, fine, fuck it, I don't even want to do it anymore.
No, like, he's being mean to me. Like,
not.
You were yelling at me. Like, we literally didn't talk for a day. Like, that doesn't happen very often with us.
Yeah.
And you didn't talk to me because I 100% believe it's because I didn't agree with you. Because you thought it was such a good idea. Like, anyone should have agreed with you. And because I simply didn't, you're like, you're fucking stupid.
I never said that.
No.
But
you made me feel that way.
okay, so again, I'm a big why guy. So if the thought is just that you wouldn't rent an Airbnb that wasn't on a lake,
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my head like, well, okay, you're not the person I'm advertising
people in the cities
to.
would come, and I'm like, okay, Kody, do you have proof of any of this? Like, and he was just.
And I said,
I
yes.
think you have a very similar mentality of me, Kody, where if you get an idea in your head, you can really ramp yourself up to believe in that idea. No matter what it is.
I'm all about it.
No matter what it is. If you can convince yourself that you're right, no one's going to fucking convince you you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then if you present that idea to someone and they tell you you're wrong, that's fucking aggravating.
Yeah, it's like
because
personal.
it's like then it's like I've already been thinking about this for a fucking week, and I was trying to present it to something where you would be like, yeah, and help me, like support me, and you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and that shit pisses me off.
That's exactly what this was. But you know, I think it was just a lot of miscommunication, because then once we started getting mad at each other, then it was just like, then there's no convincing either person. So lesson learned. I think it's all
And
about.
then you were mean.
It's all about the packaging.
What did he say?
So
I don't want to open up a box I
in
can't
this,
shut.
Like
but-
when we get in like arguments like this, where we're just basically like obviously an argument, like we're not agreeing on something. He gets like a little extra mean and will like.
Okay.
Whatever.
I mean, go ahead.
He'll
What
like
extra mean?
he
What is
like
that?
he starts interrupting me a lot, and I make a conscious effort to sit there, and I know when you're fighting, like you're always thinking of what you're gonna say while they're saying it, and then you're not actively listening. So I try really hard not to do that. But all I can think in my head is like, he just fucking interrupted me. And then if I try to like kind of cut him off when I think he's done,
Actually, that I like that you brought that up, because there was one moment that stands out to me. That was like, I pulled this new little trick, this new little ditty that I came up with, and you really did not like it. Where she cut me off, and so she starts talking, and I put my hand up like in between us.
Holy shit!
And we're talking like true
in my
argument.
face. Yes, in my
So
face.
we're like, you know, we're yelling at each other,
and it was like this.
and I'm talking, and she interrupts me, and I just put my hand up, and she lost it. She
Oh,
lost
man.
it.
But he also,
Rightfully so,
but he also will like. I never say like, shut the fuck up, and like that's kind of his biggest thing. Like when we're fighting and arguing, like Kody will tell me to shut the fuck up.
That's kind of where I draw the line, though. That's like probably the meanest thing I've ever said.
Okay, but I never say that to you. I don't get that mean and nasty to you.
But you can't
You
use that
do.
as a weapon. You can't use that
do.
as a weapon.
You do, just in different ways. I can see you're not in agreement with that.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't off the top of my head right now exactly, because I'm kind of put on the spot.
Sometimes she'll be like, "You're not fit. You're
Yeah.
barely handsome."
Yeah, Baldy.
Yeah.
I
I feel like that's
can't think of
that's
anything.
kind of my biggest pet peeve is like when we're arguing and not agreeing. Like that's totally normal. Couples do that. I just like when he takes it to the like, shut up. It's like I don't tell you to shut up. Like,
But
and then-
inflection matters.
Hold on.
Inflection
hold
matters.
on. He will get to say his whole entire point and say everything he wants, and then I have to just be done right then and there.
Have you ever told him to
Conversation's
shut
done.
the fuck up? Have you ever thought about just telling him to shut the
She
fuck
has.
up?
I'm sure I have, but like his is literally every argument we have that I'm not agreeing with him.
But it's okay. So
But
it
then you
sounds
don't let me
worse.
finish.
Oh.
Like you,
Go ahead.
you don't let me finish. Then so we're peak arguing, and I feel like okay, I just I just thought of some like really valid things I want to say, and then I'll try to start saying them, and he's like, "Shut up! I don't even want to hear it anymore. This is fucking stupid." Blah blah blah. Like, and then I don't get to say it. Like he gets to say everything he wants, and I'm just supposed to shut
That's
up.
a really productive way of winning an argument, is to only say your piece, and then as soon as someone wants to say their piece back, just be like, actually, no, I'm done listening.
That is honestly kind of what
Dude,
happens.
that's a winner's way to fucking go about it, dude. Hell yeah.
Let me just say that inflection does matter, and it's not like shut the fuck up. It's like shut the fuck up. Like
The
you don't even
fuck
know.
It is
You don't
not.
even know what
now
you're
you're trying to cover your ass because I just exposed you.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Cody,
No,
you do not say it nicely. Like, shut up, Taylor. You're so funny.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that by any means.
You literally say it in a mean ass tone. I'm gonna start fucking secretly recording our arguments
And
so I can play them.
Send it to me. I'll play
Okay.
it live on
Yes.
the pod.
Culture's
Okay,
live.
Dale, you can record them, because I will stand behind this. That I never say it in a way that is.
No.
It could. Well, okay. Let me just say this. It,
Shut up, Tay.
Yeah. Oh my
it
god.
could be meaner.
It could be meaner, so that makes it okay.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not giving it my all.
You're just
you know? I'm not saying it
backtracking
with
because
my
now
chest.
you're backtracking because now everyone's watching this and they're like, "Damn, Cody, you did
Damn.
that?" So now you're like
Damn,
backpedaling.
he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't really like him anymore.
All right. Wait,
Bring Taylor on. Cancel
getting into
Kody.
something?
I was just gonna ask, when you guys do have these fights and you're not talking to each other, the tensions are high. Who's usually the first person to bring it back around, and how do you guys usually retain the peace around the household?
I'm gonna say like 90% of the time we just start talking like it never happened.
It just kind of goes with them.
We kind of ignore it and then we'll bring it up later on.
Yeah, and
say,
then our
hey,
next fight.
Hey.
I think that's actually a healthy way to fucking go about it. A lot of people don't think
We
that.
just
Like,
need some time to cool off.
me and Brooke got into a fight last night over like literally nothing. Like I came home and I was just in a mood and she was in a mood and we just got in a fight over absolutely nothing. And she was getting ready for bed. She was in the bathroom and I'm like, hey, I'm going to close this bathroom door and we're both going to just admit that we were wrong. And 10 minutes from now, we're just going to be
We don't
cool.
admit we're wrong. Though,
Yeah,
in
that's
ours.
the problem.
But
with
I'm like, we're
dynamic.
not going to bring it. I didn't say it like that, but I said it like, hey, 10 minutes, we're both going to cool off.
We don't.
Let's go to
do
bed,
that
we're
either.
fine.
We'll just like
Yeah.
randomly just start talking about something.
Yeah, we'll get to a point where we won't talk, and then all of a sudden
But it's
we'll be
never
forced to
long.
talk, whether it be something Lincoln related or something that's more important at the time, and then like a couple days later, sometimes a couple hours later, we'll kind of bring it up and be like, hey, yeah, listen,
I
you
feel
know,
like we do.
Is Kody a big sorry
we'll
guy?
explain it.
Does he say sorry?
No.
No.
I will. I have apologized. I will
I feel
apologize.
like-
but a lot of times I'll just like, hey, this is why I felt
Yeah,
this way.
I feel
and,
like-
I feel very strongly about that.
I feel like I used to always apologize like when we got into fights, and now I feel like we both don't apologize, but like we acknowledge what we did was like wrong, but we won't say that. Like
You won't say
we
sorry.
won't-
You'll
yeah,
just say,
we won't say like, oh my god, I was wrong. It's just like this is why I felt this way and got so hot.
Yeah,
and-
like, hey, yeah, I know that wasn't right. I won't do that again. And that's kind of where it ends.
Do you have it in you to give an I'm sorry? Because I know guys that they would rather die than say sorry to someone.
I definitely have, but it's very few and far between.
like I feel like I could count
Really?
like on like maybe more than two hands, but
I hate the apology guys too. Like that's their.
I'm so
always,
sorry.
like-
I'm so sorry.
No,
I feel
they're
like
the.
that used to
they're
be-
the. Oh, I apologize for my actions. Like, just say sorry, you fucking pussy.
I feel like
I'm a big-
using the word apologize.
I'm a big that was my bad kind of guy. I'm a big
See,
like if
he
I
doesn't
fuck
really
something
say
up,
that either.
not even like just for like relationship wise, but in general, if I fuck something up, I'll be like, that was my bad. That's on me. I'll take that. Let's move on.
See, that's where we're both
I
so
just-
stubborn that
I'm
that
so,
just
I feel like I'm just so stuck in my way that like unless you convince me, I'm not gonna say sorry because I
and
still
there
believe
is
that.
there is no convincing you when you're stuck in your way.
Well, no, let's not even use it in that regard. If you wronged somebody and you clearly wronged this person, do you still have a problem saying sorry? Or
If you've presented me with facts that say this is why you've
well,
wronged
no,
them,
it's very
or I've-
obvious.
If I've made it clear to myself that I've wronged
Yes,
this person,
yeah.
Like later
then I will
on.
say sorry. Yes, but most of the time that I won't physically or verbally say sorry, it's because I still just really don't believe that was wrong.
But we
I just think maybe how I went about the argument maybe
Sure.
was wrong. Does that make sense?
because we
Yeah.
don't argue about like you did this and now I'm mad at you. Like
Yeah, right.
we never really argue like you talk to someone and I'm mad at you. Like it's more like it's hey, I had this idea and like we just don't agree on it.
It's
and then
almost
it's-
always like, hey, the thing that we started arguing about escalated to this other way that we argued, and that's what I'm sorry about. Like the thing that I was arguing about, I still feel passionate about.
I feel like I'm pretty big about apologizing about my tone. Because, like, I have the tone of, like, if I am mad,
take a note.
if I am mad, I will say shit that I, like, just, it does not need to be said in that way.
Yeah, right.
And, I'll openly admit
Like
that.
a
because
hand
I'll,
up in her face type
No,
deal?
way worse than that. Way fucking
just
meaner
say
than that.
something that is
Like
completely
I was telling,
cross.
I've told Sam and Kody. I made my sister cry the other last week or something like that over something that was like it was a big enough deal where I was like pretty pissed about it, but I took it way too far and I like shouldn't have said it that way. And I was like, hey, I didn't mean to like fucking blow you up about it, but I'm not gonna apologize for what I did. Like I didn't mean to make you cry, but also I'm not wrong. Just so we're clear. Like
Dude, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, my sister, I've had times where I said things to my sister where I'm like, fuck, I don't take it back by any means, but was a little strong. Like, she was giving me shit about not going to her college graduation, and I was like,
oh, Sam.
who gives a fuck about your graduation? Why the fuck would I drive there?
Yeah.
Sam.
That's
oh, my God.
Do you
That
think?
is
Do you
kind of
think
a
that
big
that's a big
deal.
deal?
Yeah, college is not easy.
the fuck does it? What is she gonna see me in the crowd of 1,000+ people? Like, who the fuck cares?
It's just the thought of being there. See, men just.
Do you want to
are-
know the line that I told Michaela that made her cry?
What?
Was that's not the fucking problem right now. You're the fucking problem right now.
Oh, you guys.
See,
But
I
it
don't-
was.
I don't
It
talk
was.
like
I
that.
wasn't. I didn't
don't.
mean to say it like that.
I'm a
It
good
just
guy.
that's just
Cody's
how it came
understand.
across.
Like Cody is like anyone's got any little thing going on. I'm like, oh, we don't really need to go. And Cody's like, we gotta go.
I'm really big on events like that. Like
Cody,
the
you
graduation
do
shit.
you show the fuck up. That
Dude,
is
like
one thing.
anyone that I truly respect and that I genuinely like,
Which is everyone.
which is a lot of
Hey,
people.
that's a good thing.
I will make time to go to something that you deem very important,
Yeah.
and to a fault.
Yeah.
Like it will mess up all of my other plans because of that. But I will make a point that I will be there.
Yes.
It can be. A
I do
bad
think
trait,
a college
but I
graduation,
it.
like college is hard.
Yeah,
It's a bitch to sit through. Like at Cody's university
It was long.
graduation was the worst thing I've ever
It
done.
was like a couple hours.
but
That's
it's
what I'm
just
talking
like,
about.
You gotta be there to like
But
show the support.
Here's the thing: the people that were there for me, and I will remember everyone that was there, including our friend Tony. Our friend Tony sat through that
Mm-hmm.
entire graduation and sat there. Tony and I will be boys for the rest of my life.
Graduations are a tough one for me because I remember openly telling everyone, like, do
I
not
feel
come
like
to my high
maybe
school
it's
graduation.
different for
High school's
girls.
different, also.
High school is different. College is like you paid. You took like you didn't. No one needs to go to college. I mean, you technically don't need to go to high school, but like college is just like, and that's college is usually hard too. Not that high school's not, but it's kind of not.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of that was my
thing.
thing. That was why I told people not to come to my high school graduation because I'm like, this is something that is kind of
Like-
fucking expected.
Yes,
It
but
was
like
like,
I
college,
should
what
be
did she
here.
graduate with? Was it a
It was something-
university?
Yeah, it was a dumbass degree. I mean,
I hope she doesn't listen. You owe her an apology.
She doesn't listen.
I know her
because of the
friends
way that
do,
Sam
so I'm
disrespects
sorry. I
women
didn't
on
mean
here.
any of this.
Any degree in college, even if it's a dumbass degree, it's still hard to get. And you pay a lot of fucking money. That's the biggest thing right there. You pay a lot of money for college.
For me, the money thing doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you go to a tech school. It doesn't matter if you go to a university. Like, whatever the case. If you're going to Harvard, Ivy League, whatever. I think it's more just like you stood that out. Like most people don't.
Yeah.
I can't remember the statistic, but like they told us at the beginning of our freshman year of college that I can't remember what it was, like 75% of you or 80% of you won't even be here next year. And I was like, yeah, right. And then that was no joke. That was the case. It got slimmer and slimmer and slimmer until graduation. My program, it was only like 20 people. It started at like a couple thousand. You know,
Oh,
it was crazy.
Dude, I know. I see, as somebody that dropped out of college and was a terrible college student, I surrounded myself with other people that were terrible students and dropped out. My main friend group, going from the first year to the second year of college, me and 2 other people made it out of 15 of my friends. Only 3 of us went to the next year of college.
Damn.
People were, dude, half of them were gone after the first semester.
See, it's a big deal.
That was always a power move, is like, you know, in one semester you're not making it, might as well just call it.
But honestly, I respect that because there's a lot of people that stick it out. And this
Yeah.
is where college or just like going to college gets the bad reputation because a lot of people don't use what they go for because they think they have to stick
Yeah.
it out because I've already committed.
Or-
Me personally, I've always known that I wanted to do graphic design and videography. So it was a no-brainer for me to take that, obviously. And I still do it to this day. So the people that graduate with some degree that they are not going to be able to get a job in are the people I think that everyone looks to and they're like, college doesn't make sense. It's not worth it. You know, I don't know.
No, I totally agree. I think for college to work for a majority of people, in an ideal world, this will never happen. But if you know what you're going into, you're so much better set up for success. I didn't even have a major my first year. my second year, I just picked one because I had to.
You also shouldn't have to pick a major and what you're going to do for the rest of your life at 18 years old.
Definitely throws a wrench. And I hate, like, when I was in high school, I feel like it's actually, the tides have changed a little bit, but even trade school was just shit on. Or going in for an apprenticeship.
Yeah,
and I think that's so
we were in high
important.
school.
I
feel like it's changing now, though.
I had a
do
little
too,
bit of
totally.
a fucking epiphany while you were saying that about your friend group, because I was thinking about line school, and I think when we started, I want to say we had 28 kids, and I think we graduated 12. And I would say half of those dropouts were within the first 2 weeks, because the first 2 weeks is like their version of like Hell Week of like, we're going to weed out the dumbasses right now and get it over with. The dudes that I graduated with, most of them I haven't seen in 4 years, and I still talk to them weekly. I have not seen their face in 4 years, and I still talk to them probably every other few days. Like, just very often I talk to them over the phone. The kids who dropped out in the first 2 weeks, I don't even fucking know their names.
Yeah,
I have no idea who that is.
More importantly, what I got out of college myself is less on the education itself and more on like the people and experiences that you get put in front of when you're put in the situation of being on your own and having to make your own decisions. Like, how do you make those decisions? And the people that you make them with, just that network of people. It's a totally different bond and dynamic.
You go through an experience together. It's almost like militaristic. Like the guys who go to the military together are like super, super good buddies because they go through shit with each other.
Yeah,
right.
That's why they're good buddies, because
hell.
they get the fucking shit kicked out of them together as a team, right?
Yeah,
and that's what
exactly.
makes it fucking sweet. That's why like those guys that I went to line school with, the guys that I have literally not seen their faces in 4 years, if I ran into them in public, I would like give them the biggest hug. Like they will be my homies.
Little kiss.
They'll be my homies forever, just because like it did
Absolutely.
suck and we went through it together.
Yeah, I mean, any of my buddies now that I see from college, I mean, it's like we picked up like we never stopped talking to each other.
And that it's easiest with them too, because that's how it all started. Like, oh, you're a random dude. We happen to live in the same hall. We're friends now, and you just pick right up and you make. It was crazy to me making friends in the dorms. Like 6 weeks felt like a whole year, because you're living together. You're in the same building every single day. You see each other every day after class. In college, I feel like I didn't become an adult until I went to college. Like I was 18 my entire senior year, that whole summer. But I still lived at my parents' full time, had never known anything different. And I think that really changed me, like you were saying, making my own decisions. Because not to throw somebody like Bean Boy under the bus, but Bean Boy has lived with his dad his entire life. He's lived in the same home, had the same room. I mean, he had split parents, but for the most part, he's always lived with his parents, and he's still very afraid of his dad, and he still has a lot of mindsets of, somebody that lived at home as a kid. And I think that makes a big difference. And another thing I noticed too is like, my freshman roommate, I wasn't even friends with. I didn't even like him at all. But we found out how to live together and live pretty decent. Like we could coexist, but we didn't hang out. And then in my next house, I had 4 roommates in a tiny ass house. And I see all my friends that never, either they lived with their parents, got an apartment by themselves, or bought their own house. They just can't handle roommates. They haven't gone through any of that bullshit that you have to learn.
I didn't live in a dorm, and I had roommates.
But that's the thing is, you had roommates. You've at least experienced that. Where like, it's crazy. These people that have lived the same way for so long, it's just almost impossible for them to switch it up.
That's Kody and I've talked a lot about that because Pine City's not, I feel like, very diverse. Maybe more so now than when we were in high school. And I feel like getting out of like the small town mentality and like living in a city.
I think just getting exposed to different ideas, like other people's perspective on the world, growing up in a totally different environment is so important. I think, honestly, that's the biggest thing for me. Going to school with people who grew up dirt poor, but also as millionaires in the same place creates this whole different idea storm, where it's like the guy that grew up in $1 million mansion. Gal that grew up in the $1 million mansion. I didn't want you to be like, oh my God, you were talking to girls? No, that
they, them.
Okay, let's
Cody,
say
they, them grew up in a mansion.
I was just insecure when we first started dating.
Oh, I was joking entirely. Okay, let's say a girl, one of the best girlfriends that I ever had,
a non-binary,
grew up in $1 million mansion, and
What?
a guy grew up in a little shanty, you know,
Now,
like
why
the
is
house
the guy
no
poor
siding.
too?
A girl is
Like a
just
little
dirt
trailer
poor.
rat.
Yeah, exactly. But they're in the same place, experiencing this same experience, but from two totally different viewpoints. And just seeing that and being involved with that and having your own perspective contribute to it and why it's wrong or why it's right, I think teaches you a lot about yourself.
Do you
and just
think-
about the world?
Do you think that makes it that much better when you come back to like say Pine City? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like
Yeah.
to be like, because everyone when we were like, you know, 10th,
Hell
11th,
yeah.
12th grade, everyone's like, I'm fucking moving out of this fucking shithole
Yeah.
town. Fuck this place. And then 80% of the people come back. And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because like you feel like you're part of something when you get home. You know, you go out and you experience these things and you meet all these new people, and it's not a bad thing, but you're not part of it. And then you can come back to Pine City and be like, everyone knows me here. I'm
Yeah.
part of this community.
We have a
I
really
grew up
unique scenario, Taylor and I, because like a lot of our friends that we were really good friends with in high school all moved back to Pine City as well. And like all of them are having kids at the same time we're having kids.
Yeah.
And so it's like a really tight network of people that we've known almost our entire life.
Yeah.
And so like in that regard, I think it's really unique. That was one of the biggest
So
reasons
like
why we moved back here.
I didn't go to university, so when Kody and I started dating, I had stayed home and went to Pine Tech for my first year of college, and then I went to Northland, which was also a community college. So I never like made those types of friends.
But through me, you
But
did.
through you, I did, but it was still just like not necessarily the same. Like I'm really
yeah,
close
you
with
meet them in a
Angie,
different environment.
and
but
that's pretty much it. So like I feel like I was kind of the push for us to move back to after he graduated Pine City, because like I still had friends here in the lakes. I miss the lakes.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, wow, I don't know how we got off on that long
We're on a
tangent.
Well, and
about
Kody
college,
was
but
telling me there was too many people of color around where he was living. And he wanted to come back to the Great White Pine City, baby.
yeah, I am on record saying that.
Guys, honestly, I'm sweating like a whore at church. I really want to go to bed.
Yeah, right. You want to get home and play a video game.
Dude, it's too late now, man. I gotta get up and pay the bills, you know? As guys, we understand that.
As blue collar men over here. You gotta pay the bills.
You gotta sling some brick.
Fucking
All right,
right. I gotta lay up a couple chimneys
Taylor,
tomorrow.
is there any closing remarks that you want to leave us with
Yeah.
today?
I just want to say, if you have a mom in your life, especially with Mother's Day coming up, thank her for being pregnant for 9 months and changing her whole life while the guys do nothing. And then going,
Besides
fair.
tell you to shut the
That's-
fuck up.
Okay.
like, okay, how,
that's fair.
how
Actually,
has his life changed in the last
Shit
9
on men
months?
for a couple minutes here.
I
We
will.
need this.
Let's end that way, okay? This was a Kody roast. We got on some weird topics, a little off subject. We'll end on a high note. Fucking Kody over. No, he's good. I just appreciate. He's fit. He's handsome. Appreciate the mothers in your life and all that they sacrifice. When you're pregnant, you have to watch what you're doing. When you birth a child, that's not easy. And then just afterwards, like you as a mom, your life is always different and you have different expectations. So
And then let's also recognize the fathers that got to sleep on those hard beds.
Dude. You're probably just dreading it, dude. You know the day's coming.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
they're
kidding.
kind of nice looking.
Yes.
Like it looked more comfortable than my bed. Like breaks half of at the end of it, breaks down, so it's not even comfy.
Some people are not fortunate enough to have a mom in their life, so thank a mother figure. If you
Yes.
can't thank your mom directly, thank a mother figure. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I love this positive
Very
ending
wholesome.
that we have here. I'm
is,
jacked up for Mother's Day now.
This is actually going to come out
After Mother's Day. I was thinking about that,
But so you can still thank a
Yeah, you
mom
can.
or a mother figure at any point in your life, because I think it's really like until I became a mother, I didn't realize like how much my mom like sacrificed and did.
If you didn't
for
buy
me.
your mom fucking flowers for Mother's Day, get your ass out there and like
Or
this-
mother figure.
You know what I'm saying? Or mother figure.
Or parent
It doesn't
figure.
necessarily have
no,
to be a
no,
female.
Yeah, it could be just a parent
Right,
figure.
that's what I'm saying. All right.
But specifically the one
What
that
if your
birthed
mom's
you.
transgender? Do you still have to celebrate?
Cut the recording.
So like she's a he now?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see
That's
you
up
guys
to
next
them.
week.